because, like I said, your ability to judge people's painting, including your own, outpaces by light years your ability to paint, right? In 99.9% of the cases. There are savants in everything. There's people that have never picked up a paintbrush. Jen, who can pick up a paintbrush for the first time and blend skin like nobody's business, right? We've seen her do stuff with flesh that most people who've been painting for 10 years don't really understand. So she's just kind of a savant with that blending of flesh tone. She loves it. She's excited by it. She does it. So there's always variances to what I'm saying.
But there's
I don't
a
want
lot
everybody
of stuff
to think
that I'm not good at all.
Yeah, because I don't want anybody to think that it's going to take you, the standard, kind of mantra is that 10,000 hours to become great at something creative. Okay, I don't know that I buy into that, but sure.
I think
But
it's
I don't
different for
want
everyone.
people
I don't
to
think
feel
you
like
can say
there's that big of a hurdle in front of the hobby. The hobby is super fun, and I've seen people paint for the first day and just do base coats and a wash and a dry brush and just be ecstatic that they have this awesome looking model they can play on the table and it's not gray plastic or metal anymore, and that's fantastic. But don't let your ability to judge get you down, because you will see people's painting. You'll watch, maybe you'll watch me do something super quick, like we did this yellow cloak in like 30 seconds yesterday. Literally, I'm not lying, like 30 seconds maybe tops. We did a yellow showing somebody how to paint yellow very quick. And you might see that and go, oh, damn it, I'm quitting, because I can't paint yellow that fast and mine never looks that good. But that's because your ability to judge what you see and get excited or like or tell it good or bad or whatever is always going to get, because we're thrown so many pictures on a daily basis, if you're on social media especially, of more, better, awesome. Well, and you'll find more, better, awesome the more you're in the hobby, right? You'll find that new site to go look at that your friend told you about. You'll find more painters at your local hobby store, and you'll see more really cool stuff, and oh my God, I'll never be that good. Stop judging.
It's hard though, like Ledgerslow is saying, that I always think mine looks better in person. The pic always makes them look like trash, especially compared to other pics on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard because like I look at stuff too, especially some of the the stuff that you do and some of the like realistic like busts and stuff, and I just look at those and I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to make that, and and then I look at the stuff that I paint and I'm like, oh, like, I think that my twins look great, but if I were to look at somebody else's, I might, like the Plague Angel that won Resin Beast last year.
John
I'm like,
Enos
oh my gosh,
and
it's like the Plague Angel was the very first creature caster model I ever painted, and I looked at John's and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. We had a lot of the same like color type ideas and stuff, but his was just so much better, and it was really hard not to compare myself, And It's very hard not to, but we have to be better about that, about not comparing to other people.
And that's
and
tough
just
because
comparing
as humans,
one
you
model
will always...
of yours to your next, only compared to yourself.
Yeah. And that's hard because humans
really hard.
humans are competitive by breed, right? As a species, we're just ultra competitive. Whether you believe you are or not, you are. Everybody is. You'll have one aspect of something you do that you can find that somebody will pinpoint and go, oh, but you hate when somebody outdoes you with that. Stop thinking about it. Like the art is not a competition until and unless you make it one, right? Yeah. If you go into an art competition, you still have the ability to say this isn't a competition. It's a way for me to look and see where I've grown against the field, right? Like I don't expect ribbons or trophies or any of that. If I get them, cool, that's whatever. But you go in and you just can use it as a litmus test against where you've grown and get feedback and stuff. That's why we do Resin Beast the way we do. But your art is your story to tell, period. It is yours. If nobody else on the planet likes it but you love it, you're not absurd and idiotic or crazy. You're doing what you need to do to enjoy your time spent in your art. Whatever it is, writing, reading,
cross-stitch.
Yeah, sculpting soap bars. I don't care what you do, right? If you like it and enjoy it and it doesn't harm anybody else or keep them from enjoying their life, keep doing it, right? That's my motto in life, period. Now, when it comes to miniatures, like I said, there's a tremendous amount of amazing painters out there, right? And there's only more every day. And so it would be very easy for all of us to quit painting, me included, right? And you just be like, yeah, screw this, I'm never going to be that good, right? You don't have to be that good, right? You just have to be better than you were yesterday or the last time you painted. If your goal is to keep increasing, you just have to do better than your last time. That's it. And it's very focus oriented for you to then look at the last model you painted and be critical and say, you know what, I need to blend my skin better.
Yeah.
So then on your next model, focus on that one thing and blend your skin better and do everything else the exact same way you've been doing it. Because by doing one thing every model better, or are trying to achieve better in one thing, whether it's a skin, or I'm going to do better metallics, or I'm going to base this one cooler, I'm going to spend more time picking my colors, whatever it is, pick one thing. Don't pick all of them, because if you look at all the pictures on the internet, you'll try to pick everything and get better at everything all at once, and you will fail because your brain just can't function. Your hand-eye coordination isn't going to do all the different things better, right? I can teach you to wet blend. That's not going to help you with your non-metallic metals much. So if you're trying to do your model and you want to get better at everything and you learn this one cool technique, you're just going to get frustrated, right? So that's why we try to teach the way we do on here, is to find that one light bulb that'll go off for you today. Maybe I showed you one thing today. Maybe I showed you how to take sloppy base coats and turn it into something that looks like sort of a reflective metal that we did in like speed paint mode. And this is passable, right? This is really good. I'm liking it enough to say I'll put all my models on the table like that. It's not the way I would do non-metallic metal versus like one of my display models, but it's good, right? And you have to get to that stage. Know what your expectations for the task at hand are, and then build off of that, you know, and enjoy all the artwork out on the internet and all the miniatures you see painted on Twitch and YouTube and all that. Enjoy it for what they are. They're great artwork done by great artists. They make great eye candy and really neat goals for you to pace yourself to hope to achieve someday, right? And then you can, but you know, pick them and say, one day I want to be able to make my reds look like that. And maybe you spend a month or two trying to get your reds to look like the reds you've seen Richard Gray do, you know, and you can be like, boom, nailed it, and all your reds look perfect, you know, and then you put that in your toolbox, and now you say, I want to make my metals look like that, and spend another amount of time there, you know, so.
D. Johnson and Ski, thank you very much.
What's going on,
I
everybody?
really appreciate it. I'm having fun with them.
Yeah, Lady B, exactly. You're a unique artist in this hobby, and you'll get better. You're also terrible at taking your own advice. We all are. We all are, because as much as I'm a good, you know, purveyor of this wisdom, you know, there's still times where I look at stuff and look back at a model that I've done and say, you know what, I could have done so much better. That's why I hardly ever finish things, right? Because every model that's done could be 1,000 more brushstrokes on that model, and I could do so much more. You know, we send off models. We sent off Vulcan to Colot.
Yeah.
Colot loves Vulcan. That model was bitching, right? I could have done 1 million more brushstrokes on that model, right? Yeah. So we all have that same, no matter what level you're at. I guarantee you, you personally pick your favorite artist who does miniature art. Pick that person. They will tell you the exact same story I'm telling you if you go feed them a beer, right? They'll be like, I'm never living up to my own expectations for myself, because they're just you with more time and experience in their painting. That's all they are. We don't change. You don't reach and ring a bell at the top of the rope one day and go, done it, got it, I'm the guy, you know? Because as soon as you do, some 14-year-old paints a model that puts all of yours to shame, and you feel like, oh, back to the drawing board. We're all at the same pace. It's just the amount of tools in our toolbox grows. I have more tools in my toolbox than some people, but I'm still looking for new tools. You know, the same way I was when the first day I started painting. And so hopefully everybody gets to a point where that's fun. That's the neat thing about art, is that it's you get to determine your own pace and make your own story and have a ton of fun. So.